Please, I am Shusara Kumara. Welcome to Satsang. You are beginningless. You are endless. You are divine. So it's important. That's why I wanted to lead off with it tonight. It is important to take the time now and again. You know, you don't have to do it every day, right? Because like when you're in meditation, you're not terribly like active generally, but you can be. So every now and again, utilize it. Go in specifically to do just what I did with you. You know, move very, very consciously into the heart, focus on the expansion, and then bring yourself internally to wherever it is for you that feels like home. That's the word I'd use, you know, home in God. And just allow yourself to just sit there for a while. Soak it up. Just be there. Because that's real. That is so real. So much more real than anything else you're doing in your daily life. I promise you that. And that's where you're headed, right? On this path of rediscovering who you are. That's where you're headed. It's bad language because you're not actually going anywhere, right? Nowhere to go. So forgive the language of it. It's just easier for people to think that there's like a continuum. You know, I'm here now and I got to go there. And this is the path. You know, even using the word path is a little difficult because it shows time, right, and space. So yeah, so that's the whole thing. Just take the time. Get yourselves. You know, I don't spend a lot of time as a teacher bringing people, you know, purposefully into these kind of blissed out states. And all of you who've worked with me for a long time know that, right? We spend a whole lot more time really into the nitty gritty and the pain and all of that. And I allow for the space for you to have your own beautiful experiences and to share them. But I generally don't purposefully take people into them, you know, because it's very easy to get kind of seduced into hanging out there. And that becomes your latest addiction. And that is a big one for people who are, you know, of the new age world or seekers or whatever you want to call them, but people who do get into meditation. It's very easy to get stuck in the space where it does become an addiction. It's like you have that sense of, oh gosh, I mean, you know, addiction becomes your glass of scotch. In essence, I just had this visual because in the world, something's going on and it's really difficult. And then you have that moment of, God, I can't wait to get home and go home and meditate. Hands, anybody experienced that before? I can't wait to get home and meditate. Yeah. Whew, I need to get back to my core, get back to my bliss, right? Why? Because we have a preference and our preference is for bliss instead of for negative states of mind. It's an addiction, right? Anything that when we move preference over to the positive states of mind and we're doing everything in our power to get there and stay there, you're addicted to that. Right? And that's not healthy. Now that's going to challenge a lot of people because people are like, so what are you telling me? I'm not telling you that it's a bad thing to do things that feel good. What I'm telling you is if you are purposefully running from the things that feel bad in order to get to the things that feel good, there's your work. It's right there. So the whole point is to be the one who is the same regardless of outside circumstances. You are the same in joy as you are the same in anger. This internal beingness is unwavering. And because it's unwavering and completely grounded in itself, it has no preference. You understand? That's where the concept that we look at about not having preference, that's where it comes from. Preference only shows that you have the belief in the concept that something can be good and something can be bad. So it starts there, and then your unmet needs lead you to believing things, having desires because you feel like you don't have this, so you need this, and because you need it, you desire it, and now you're going to do what you need to do to get it. Money, power, love, whatever it is. And if that's going on, it's only because identification is completely the only thing running the show. For the awakened being, it doesn't matter what the world brings because it doesn't alter them. Right? The world can be magical and beautifully ordered, and the world can be chaotic and destructive. And it doesn't matter because who you are at your core doesn't change. And this is important. If we're looking at the energies, right, universal planetary energies continuing to ramp up, how you hold yourself in relation to preference is going to make a big difference in how you experience all of that movement, isn't it? Huge. Because the more attached you are to feeling good, the harder it's going to be to navigate your way through what's coming. And the more you hang on to the need to control things and the need to have, everything kind of lined up just right and functioning perfectly, and you troubleshooting everything and thinking 5 steps ahead of what's going to happen so you can make sure everything works out great, the more you hold on to that, it's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be pretty. It's already not pretty.